The title of this video is a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it is just a strange coincidence that we did almost the same exact things on the same exact days. Cathie Wood from ARK Invest has made some very interesting moves lately. In fact, she has pretty much done exactly what I did, which is kind of weird. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I am the Electric Viking. It's great to have you here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We've just hit 67,000 subscribers. It's great to have you here. Now, we started this channel 11 months ago, and since then we've made more than 1,300 videos talking about where the future is going. One of the big things that I pointed out was that lithium iron phosphate batteries are the future of batteries. And I've had some interesting discussions with people online recently, arguing, saying I'm wrong on that. Well, first of all, let me know in the comment section below what you think. But second of all, interesting that about 50% of all Tesla vehicles delivered in the first quarter this year had lithium iron phosphate batteries. Getting back to the point of this video, Cathie Wood. She has made some very interesting moves lately. In fact, she just sold $95 million worth of Tesla stock and purchased two Chinese companies. One of them, a car company, another one, an electric mobility company. And I interestingly did the same thing a few weeks ago at around about a similar time that Cathie Wood did it as well. Not saying that I'm a genius. I'm not. That's far from it. In fact, Cathie Wood is far smarter than I am, that's for sure. But it's just very interesting to see how this has all played out. ARK Invest sold a total, they sold this in 3 different occasions, but they sold a total of 93,160 Tesla shares within the last week. And they bought more shares of XPeng, as well as New Technologies, who I've recommended to Patreon supporters on the channel on a couple of occasions. By the way, big shout out to the Patreon supporters of the channel. Thank you for helping me make this channel possible. Now, ARK Invest Cathie Wood, one of the US's best known investors and one of the biggest Tesla bulls, who claims Tesla stock was going to hit nearly $5,000 by the middle of this decade, increased ARK Invest's position in XPeng Motors, a Chinese electric vehicle company. By the way, XPeng just released their pricing for their P5 in Europe in about 5 different countries. ARK Invest, says CNEV Post, through its ARK Innovate Autonomous Tech and Robotics Exchange Traded Fund, bought 93,466 shares of XPeng on Thursday this week, representing about 0.15% of the Exchange Traded Fund's total position. Now, right now, I think XPeng is an absolute bargain. Not saying you should buy it, not saying you shouldn't buy it, especially to the Australians, where I can't give you any advice whatsoever, otherwise I'll get a massive fine. But I have bought XPeng recently, and I see big things happening this year for the company. XPeng closed down 4.14% to $23.84 on Thursday, which means that ARKQ added around 2.23 million worth of XPeng stock to their position. They already have a pretty sizable position in XPeng, by the way. Now, prior to this trade, ARKQ held 919,000 shares of XPeng worth around $22.9 million. That's about 1.53% of its total position. For context though, XPeng is only the 22nd largest holding among ARKQ's exchange traded fund. Tesla is still the largest holding by far. But interestingly though, ARKQ bought 51,210 shares of Chinese electric scooter company New Technologies on Thursday, valued at about $432,720. The stock has declined about 1% since to $8.45 on Thursday. Just wait till the end here, because I'm going to give you guys some interesting context about XPeng and NIU, or NIU, however you want to pronounce it. I actually think that currently the price of these two stocks is at a position that it'll never be at again. Its historical lows are, in my opinion, similar to the historical low that we saw from Tesla before that had its insane run. Well, back when it was worth about $175 a few years ago. I think that's where we're at right now with XPeng and NIU. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing those two companies to Tesla at all. I just think their current pricing is going to explode over the next couple of years. Not for you Australians. I'm not saying that to the Australians, just for everyone else. Now, interestingly, previously ARKQ held 2.5 million shares of NIU worth about $21 million, which is 1.4% of their position. Now, To give you some context, ARK Invest sold Tesla on Thursday as ARK Innovation Exchange Traded Fund, and ARK-K Next Generation Internet ETF sold 67,544 shares, 14,169 shares, and 11,447 shares respectively, for a total position of 93,160 shares worth $94 million US. So that means in total, they sold 93,160 shares worth $94 million US on Thursday. But interestingly, ARK Invest are not just buying XPeng and NIU. They've also taken out a pretty big position in NIO, which I've done so as well. Well, not big in comparison to ARK Invest. Pretty small, but big for me. Now, on March the 25th, ARKQ bought 420,000 shares of NIO, worth around $8.4 million US. But since then, ARK Invest has not increased the size of its position in NIO. I've done the same thing. Now, here's what Wood had to say about why she purchased XPeng and NIO. You know, really distributing goods and services into lower tier cities, for example, or providing transportation. XPeng and NIO, they're very low margin. It's all about next-gen transportation in a world where you know human drivers, cars. It's all about next-generation transportation in a world where you know human-driven cars are still, relative to the eligible drivers, very low percentage. So we're interested there. They're at historical lows. Let's have a quick look at these three stocks and see what's happened to them over the past 12 months. Well, back on April the 19th, NIU stock price was sitting at $37.76, right? Today it's at $8.45. It's worth, well, less than a quarter of what it was worth exactly 12 months ago to this day. Less than a quarter. Since then, what's happened to the stock, to the company? Has it done badly? Not really. It hasn't at all. In fact, its price to earnings are currently sitting at 19.2, which is incredibly good for a growth company, which is what the company's been to this point in time. Well, you can see why. I've invested in the company. I see some pretty big potential from them. And as you guys know, I don't think electric cars are really the true solution to the world's challenges when it comes to transportation. I think autonomous vehicles and vehicles like what NIU sell, which is electric scooters, electric mobility, electric bicycles, all those kinds of things, I think they're the real solution. Don't get me wrong, we do need electric cars, but we need these more than we need electric cars. What about NIO? Well, 1 year ago, NIO's stock price was exactly $41 US. It hit a 1-year high of $50.40 on June the 28th of 2021. Today, it's sitting at $17 US, which is about a 60% discount from where it was at 12 months ago, when, by the way, I did buy some of the stock. Today, $17 US and 15 cents, in my view, is a bargain for a company that's about to expand into numerous countries worldwide. Now, don't get me wrong, Australians, I'm not telling you should buy. Everyone outside of Australia, yes, you should buy the stock. XPeng, for example. XPeng is next. And to be honest, out of these three stocks, that is my favorite of the three. 10 months ago, XPeng stock was sitting at $45 US. Today, it's at $23.84. What's happened since then? Well, the company's really only done positive things. Easily beat its target last year for electric vehicle deliveries. This year, it's aiming to deliver a minimum of 250,000 and has a stretch target of 300,000. That would make it one of the 6 largest electric vehicle manufacturers in the world. And I think it'll comfortably meet that target of 250,000. The 300,000 target, that's a tough one. I'm not so sure about that happening. Now, for everyone except the Australians, currently I think XPeng is an absolute bargain. And I would be spending every spare cent I have investing in this company. Don't buy a chocolate bar, buy XPeng instead. Not Australians, everyone else though, okay? But that's just me. That's just what I think. Of course, you should do your research. You should look at what those companies do, what they produce, where they're located, where their factories are, how many factories they have coming online, the average sale price for their cars, the margins for their cars. Do your research on all of that and come to your own conclusions. The main point of this video was just to see that it's very interesting that Cathie Wood did a similar thing to what I did. I sold a bit of my Tesla stock when it hit a high of 1,100 and bought some of these Chinese car companies. As you guys know, I perceive the future of the automotive industry as being mostly Tesla and Chinese car companies with a little bit of legacy auto in there. They'll be hanging on by the teeth, tooth and nail, hanging on. Volkswagen, they might be, 5th or 6th there, somewhere along those lines. They are definitely struggling now though. But like I've said, by 2030, car industry will look very, very different to where it is today. And the way I see it is you and I might as well take advantage of that. We can't do anything about it. It is what it is. None of us want China to have 70% of the world's global car production. We don't want that to happen. But if it's going to happen, well, why not take advantage of the situation? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.